Hello guys, welcome back to Photographics Academy. All right, so I'm so excited, right, over the results we're going to be getting at the end of the day. This is the background we're going to be using. Amazing. I'm very sure this is going to look so fine at the end of the day, and we'll be doing a little twist, right, towards the end of the video, so we would not want to miss that. Without wasting much of your time, let's get started. The first thing I'm going to do on this particular one is to clean up the background. I'm not going to crop it, right? I like the size of the image, the headroom, I love it. The foreground, I love it because it's going to properly fit into what we'll have here. So first of all, I'm going to use my rectangular marquee tool and fill up all the excesses like this. Just go to fill, content aware. So just wait for it to do the magic. Good. So once that is done, make a selection of our background because we need to clean it up, right, and convert it to blue. Absolutely love using blue. Even if you are using, you shot on a yellow background, a blue background, a red background. The technique we're going to be doing in this one, you can use it on any color of the background that you use, and it's going to give you exactly the same result, right? So once object is selected, go to select inverse and zoom in to make sure you have a good selection. So I think I have a pretty good selection, but I'm going to go to select, go to modify. I think it should be expand because I want it to contract, but we are selecting inverse. So with 2, good, contracted. So what I just did is that I brought in the selection just 2 pixels in so that at the end of the day we'll not be seeing halos on the edges. Then make a duplicate, right click and go to layer, gear cut, hold your control and reload this selection. Go to filter, go to blur, go to cushion blur. So I'm going to just blur it out to be relatively very clean. Don't bother about the shadows, we're going to get that back. Then once you're done doing that, make sure that your object layer is above the background layer. Now this is the tube. Come over here and create a solid color. Make sure that solid color is gray. It's just a relatively bright green. Press OK, then change it to common. So what I just did now is that I converted my background, right, into a gray background. If you feel it's too bright, you can come here and even, in your brightness, over your brightness here, you can just come here and darken it down a bit. If I press OK, you'll notice it's a darker. I don't know why that is not applied. Okay, sorry. We set it to be color, so it should give us basically that result. But it's totally okay. The most important thing is that you have a gray background you are working on. Of course, you can match these two together and it becomes a gray, but we are going to be needing the shadows here at the end of the day, and that is why we are not doing this directly on top of it. So once this is done, your object is ready to receive your background. So go to your background, unlock it, pick up your move tool and just drag it over your object like this. Then scale it in, very important. So just keep it somewhere around here. You can decide to pin your anchor points, no problem. You can decide to just do it direct. So I think I want her directly where the, all the reflections are happening. Beautiful. Press OK. Now this is absolutely stunning, but a few things are still wrong. Number one, our lightening. So if I come here and create a black and white adjustment there, let me show you something. All you're going to notice is that my object is slightly darker than the background, or the background is slightly brighter than my object, although not entirely the whole area. This area is almost the same thing with her tone, but where she's standing is not the same thing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to clip a curve on her and just brighten her up a little, just like this. The idea of this is to make sure you have luminosity. How do I put it? You have the lightening on both your background and your image matching exactly what it is. So let me show you the difference what we just did made. This is the before, this is the after. So you see the way she's even looking like she's out the more. Then another issue we had is our shadow, right? If you look at it, we don't have shadow. Then if we come here and change the blend mode of this background to maybe like overlay light, they're going to notice that although it's not losing all the contrast, I thought it's going to lose a lot of contrast, but still it's no longer as crisp as the original background. So what do? I'm going to make a duplicate of the background, right? Press hide this one. We're going to work on this. Then use the overlay over here to restore your shadows. So if you come over here and do before and after, you see the shadows coming back, right? So if I come here, I will create a mask. Sorry, not there, it should be here. Good. If I come here and create a mask, use my brush and just paint on the floor where she's standing, right? We're going to get back the shadows. And I like the fact that the original background was even rough and the main background we're using is rough. So it's not looking entirely off. Do before and after. Check for other places you had shadows. I think just a little bit over here, but we're not going to bring that side too much into the picture. Yeah. Now, we are done with our shadows, right? Are we done? Yes, we are done with our shadows, but we have lost the crispness of our background. And if we bring this back up, it's going to hide everything. So what do we do? Yeah, get strikes, create a mask here and restore it down here. The shadows you build up here, reveal it here. So only the shadow area is showing. Our object is totally fine. Another issue that I'm noticing, she's putting on a blue suit, right? Golden hair, golden shoe, but she's standing against a green background. It's not looking so real. It's not looking so fine and cinematic. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to infuse a color on this background that we're working with, right? So I'm going to apply this mask so that I don't have to be doing a lot. So everything stays in one. Hope I'm right. Yes. Okay. So if I come over here and create a solid color, that should be applying to all. Just want to be sure. Good. We should be applying to all. So what do? Very simple. We use my solid color and pick the color of our dress. But this time around, I'm going to darken it so that it's darker than what she's wearing, right? Press OK, then mix it up, either your soft light overlay or your color. I think color does the job the best. Let's use something around overlay because it gives us a tint of the green and all of that. So if we bring it down, of course we need to. So what we just did is that we infused what she's wearing, or we can as well just change it entirely using color, because I think this works a bit better. But needs to be dark, right? So we'll come over here, we'll create another course and darken the background and just a little bit. But I think it's too much. The color we added is too much. Because I'm looking at, I'm appreciating it with what I'm looking at. The before, the after. I actually like the way it was looking before. What you will multiply look like. Off. Okay, so I'm going to need to bring that down relatively. Without it, having it there, still not. Okay, this will work. Now, if you look at what we have here, you will notice that we are working with a reflective background. Alright, so we can have a reflective background, place our object on it, and it's not reflected. It's going to look totally off. So what do? We'll come over here, make a duplicate, Ctrl J. Come over here, press Ctrl T, right click and flip horizontally, and also flip vertical. Then drag it down like this. Good. So I need it to be behind, not above. Yeah, it is actually. Okay. Let's be sure we are using the right foot. Think this is better. Press the key. Or bring this in a little bit more. Let's work with this lot. Press OK. You can decide to change the blend mode to soft light. You will get the reflection. Change it to overlay. You will get the reflection. But I'm going to stick with overlay because overlay gives us a mixture of the color we remove. But of course, I'm going to blur it out. It shouldn't be. Sorry, I wasn't intending to click Clipify. It shouldn't be as sharp as our original image. Just a little bit of blurry. Press enter. So we'll check that floor and make sure we're having nice contact. Okay, so I think I don't like this. I'm going to remove this entire. It's not appealing to. Okay, so the next thing I want to do is to make sure that the skin tone of my object pops out, right? Her skin tone pops out. It looks great, right? But feels like she's still not entirely out. So first of all, I'm going to also make another duplicate. Create a mask over here. Go to select color range. We'll have our skin tone selected. Press OK. So leaving that over there, I'm going to come over here so that I'm thinking we still need the black, right? So I'll come over here, create another solid color. So this should be sampled from her skin. So we'll just sample her own skin, press OK. Then use the mask you created down here and just replace the mask of that solid color. So you can debit this layer. You're no longer in need of it. So if you turn this open, you will notice that the skin tone is selected. And of course, the skin tone and the hair are very close in color. So I'm going to leave it. You can change to soft light, you can change to color. But first of all, I'm going to do color. Then bring it down for that glowing skin tone, right? Then make a duplicate, change the second one to soft light. So this is the one that has the saturation. We just bring it down a bit. Now you see her skin beautifully shine. Once you're done doing this, right? Did that touch her footwear? Yes. Okay, so once you're done doing this, the next thing you do is to create a stamp visible layer, because we need to bring our object out. She's still quite hinting. The colors are not vibing. The highlights are not popping. So we'll go into our filter and camera raw filter. Let's wait for it. So right inside our camera raw filter, I'm going to increase the highlights just slightly and add some contrast to the image like this. Then maybe push up our vibrance a little. And I think a cool effect will be great. Beautiful. So if you still need more colors, you can just go into the HSL and push up the color of her dress, the blues. But it's going to look totally not bad. We can as well push up the highlight of it. Then maybe push up the highlight of our orange so that the skin pops out even more. And a little saturation right there. So the last thing I'm going to do is to create a vignetting. So come over here. Should be having it just a very tiny vignetting effect. Then push it to the midpoint. So that when you look at the image, the first thing you see is the leggy. Yeah, the highlight needs to pop. Okay. So all I need to do now is to press OK. And the job is done. Let me quickly walk you through the overall before and after. Yeah, okay. So this is the before right here. And this is the after. There's a before, the after. Thank you so much for watching this amazing video. Do make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. And if you subscribe, click on the notification bell to get and try every single time we drop a new video. Until then, see you on the next step.